Hi guys, welcome back to another Blender tutorial. So today we're doing cloth, and I think that I'm going to be showing you vertices basically in how many faces cloth should have to make it look a little bit more realistic. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep the default cube, keep the lighting and stuff like that. I think I need to actually make another one here. File new, we'll go for general, there we go. Okay, so, cloth, it is what it says on the tin. We're just going to go to mesh and then plane. We're going to go G, bring this up, and then just scale it outwards. Right, so I'm going to show you a couple of simulations of what basically cloth does. So what we're going to do, we're going to go for the default cube that's underneath. I might be in the way here. Hold on. Gonna move myself out of the way. I think I'll be best up here. Okay, so we have the default cube. What you're gonna want to do is go to the physics tab, which is at the side right here. Go to collision, and your cube's gonna be collision. And then this one is going to be your material. So just click your plane. We're going to go cloth. And then if we press the space bar, it should fall. And it should just hit the front of the cube. Now that's one plane. That's just one face. And you notice that it doesn't go very far. It just goes dink. And then that's it. Right? So let's give this two faces. Let's see what this does with the two faces. So, we want to, sorry, four even. So, just right click right there, and then just click subdivide. And then we go back to the original object. Make sure that your timeline is at 1, right at the bottom down here. And then we're going to press spacebar again. And you notice that we can see the little crease. And it's got a little bit give to it, but it's not a lot, right? So, go back to 1 again. And we'll go to edit mode, just edit this out, right click, subdivide, right? So now when we go to object mode, we're going to press spacebar again. If I've gone a little bit too fast, sorry. And we notice there's a little bit more give to it. It's bowing a little bit. It's good. Okay, so you notice that the more faces that we have, the more that your cloth likes to move. So what I'm going to do, we'll go back to part 1 again. And then I'm going to subdivide. That'll be the 3rd time, I think. 4th time subdivide. And then we'll run this simulation again. Down it goes. And you notice that it curves. It caresses that cube so nicely. So you'll notice that there's a lot of it's very pixelized. It's pixelizing a little bit. So what you want to do is right click and then shade smooth, and then this is how it'll look. Now if you notice that there's bumps here, so what that is because you've not got enough subdivisions. The computer's just rendering it essentially in cubes. So what I'm going to do is go back to 0 again. So I don't know how many times I've subdivided now. I think this will be the 5th time, 6th time, 7th time. So the more that you subdivide, the more RAM it's going to take up, and the more that it's going to put pressure on your graphics card and processor. So depending on what your computer can handle, is dependent on how many subdivides that you can do with your materials. If you can only do a few, I mean, it's good. Like, I started on a laptop where I could only do a few subdivisions, and that was my materials. Nowadays, I have a gaming PC, so I can do a lot more with it. So I don't know how many times that's subdivided. I think we were on 7. I think, if I am not mistaken. But if we press spacebar again to complete the animation, you notice that it slows down. That's because there's quite a lot of data coming through at once. And yeah, I just want to show you the basics. Obviously, it's gone straight through. So we'll notice that the material, as it's coming down, and I can just play this for you guys, it's interacting with itself. So these little bits here is that the material, instead of being like this, so you've got your outer material and you've got your inner material. You know, I'm going to make myself bigger here, hold on. So as I was saying, you've got your outer material, you've got your inner material, and what this is in the corner is the material going like this. So what you need is a self-collision. Let me show you. For some reason, this new update, everything just falls through an object. I think it's too much weight. I've not quite figured it out with this program, but if you go down to collisions, which is at the bottom here, you want to click self-collision, and then you've got your friction. If you put it upwards or downwards, it will alter the way that the material goes. So we'll press spacebar again just to simulate this. But it's like, you notice now it's a little bit smoother on the edges. It's not perfect, but it's smoother. So we also have this, which is this kind of cross-hatching effects that's going on. Now this is to do with how many subdivisions we have, but we can edit this. So if you go to modifiers, add modifier, and type in smooth, you can actually edit that a little bit. Now I wouldn't go all out with this because it can mess up your stuff like it does there. I wouldn't recommend it, but if that's something that you want to use, I mean, that's a minus 10,000, right? But if we put it back to 0, if I can get it there, that's roughly 0. It's a lot smoother. But obviously, if you go out on the sides, I guess, it's a little worse. So that's an option for you if you want to use that, but you know, maybe don't. But it's out there if you want it. Yeah, so that's just basic materials for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Like and please leave me a subscribe. Like, hit that subscribe button. The one that should be flashing right now if Google's working properly. Apparently Google can't understand my accent very well, but please do hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one, and if you're on Facebook, please give me a follow. Bye!